Hi, I'm Al Goff.
And I'm Miles Miller.
Hi, this is John Schneider.
Hi, it's John Glover.
This is Justin Hartley.
This is Steve the Knight.
This is Aaron Ashmore.
This is Cassidy Freeman, and you are listening to Starkville.
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 Starkville. Starkville, House of L.
Starkville, House of L.
Starkville, House of L.
The podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to Starkville, House of L. This is our episode for the Smallville Season 2 episodes, Witness and Accelerate. I'm Derek.
I'm Steve.
Hey Steve.
Hey Derek.
Hey. Sorry. Too much? Too much?
Yeah, that, like, are we trying to be YouTube people now?
Well, no, then we wouldn't be as good a quality as we are. No, that's not right.
Hey, look, right out of the gate, I haven't told you this, but
Okay.
and I probably shouldn't tell you on air.
Ah.
But I'll tell you anyway.
Okay.
So the other night, and this has been a week or so ago, maybe two, I was doing some stuff, and for whatever reason, I just kind of had a thought of Brian Austin Green. And so I said, you know what? I'm just going to text the fella and say hello, because I'd seen a couple of things. He seems to be doing well, and I'm like, hey man, just, wanted to reach out and say, hey, glad to see things seem to be going well for you and everything. Just hope you're doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Within 30 seconds, my phone rings. And
Really?
Yeah. He's like, hey man, I was just like, I got your text and I thought I was going to text back a bunch of stuff. And I said, it's just easier to call. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Good
so
stuff.
You're going to be that guy now. You're not that contractually obligated.
Clearly. How'd that go?
Super duper.
Good.
He's just a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He is. Indeed.
So
I've been executive producing his new podcast, or his most recent podcast, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'd seen a clip or something and I was like, oh, look at him being happy.
Mm-hmm. He is. He's doing
That's
well.
good. Yeah.
It's got me slaving away over this show for him in the meantime.
In the Bat Cave?
It's the Derek Cave.
No.
It's the Fortress of Derek.
The Fletch
Dude.
Cave.
Yeah. I can't say Fortress of Derek, dude, because that's Bailey. That's Bailey's thing. Bailey,
Yeah.
The good professor. I hear you recently guested discussing Superman.
Yeah,
the movie.
when you texted me the other day that he was on, I was like, I was just on his show recently about something, but I forget what we talked about.
No, I was on his show.
You were on his show.
Didn't you just do Superman the movie with him?
That's right. Yeah,
Okay.
we didn't do commentary, we talked about it. That's right.
I did
Yeah.
Superman 3.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
I believe Scott Rifen did Superman 2.
Oh, okay.
So
Rifen has no business doing Superman 2.
why didn't he call us?
Wait, I'm kind of ticked about this. Rifen's a Star Wars guy. He doesn't know anything about anything else. He has a Lethal Weapon 3 jacket because he went to the set and met the writer or something.
That negates him from Superman 2?
Well, yeah, because he's a Donner guy, so he's got to stay out of anything that Donner was pissed about.
Did Donner not do Lethal Weapon 3?
Right. That's why Scott can't do Superman 2.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
He's not loyal. He's not loyal to Donner.
Well, I didn't want to ask questions because it's nice just to be asked. I don't ever get asked to be on a podcast anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody ever asked me to do that. So it was nice to be asked. But then I was like, you got me doing 3. Who's doing Returns?
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Who do you know that likes Returns better? He probably wanted somebody that would agree with him on Returns.
He likes Returns.
He doesn't really like Returns that much.
Oh, does he not?
Not a big Returns. He's fine. It's fine, but not. We did do an It's Fine in your honor.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's sweet. That's swell.
I didn't do a Here's the Thing, but I did do it. It's fine.
That's swell.
It's fine.
That's swell.
So yeah, look for those apparently in 2025. They're not even coming out.
Right?
Till
Yeah,
next
he's
year.
putting them out like
The foresight. I mean, like that's we got to do 10 episodes to get to episode 100 of Shoe, but like
right. But we
way
decided
out
to
there.
start a week out.
Yeah. Good for him. He's doing a march to Superman 2025, the new film, and going through. I think he said 24 Superman films, animated and live action, and having guests on as a lead up, as a ramp up to the new movie.
Can we talk about the new Superman movie a little bit? That's coming in
Absolutely.
2025.
Absolutely.
I was really surprised that they got Robert Downey Jr. to play Lex Luthor.
Weren't you? I thought it was an odd choice to bring Cavill back as Jimmy Olsen myself.
Yeah,
Um,
the smoothest Jimmy Olsen ever.
the more I see, the more excited I get.
I like the vibe of the man in the suit, and I like the suit, and I know that the way we have to do things today is like, I guess it's what the actual title is Superman Legacy, right?
No, it's just Superman.
Just Superman now. Okay.
We've lose the legacy. It's cleaner.
We dropped the legacy.
Drop the legacy. It's cleaner. Which I've said here on Shoe many times and other places. We've never had a film called Superman, ever.
That's true. I guess it was Superman the movie.
Superman the movie.
But now as the title came up,
it
just
Superman.
said Superman.
But if you look at home video releases, if you look at the Wikipedia art, it's Superman the movie.
Oh, Superman the movie.
So, as
well,
such,
the only thing I have, and of course, I mean, like, you can't be concerned about something that you've seen no trailer for, that all you've seen are like leaked photos and a couple of still shots from. But I'm just like, so we've got Mr. Terrific and Hawk Girl showing up in this thing. Spoiler alert, everybody.
Steve,
I know Mr. Terrific's a big spoiler. I know that he's a fan favorite of everybody.
Everybody loves Mr. Terrific.
But I'm like, okay. And look, James Gunn did a thing with Guardians where there was the whole Guardians of the Galaxy were obscure until that movie came out.
They were household names.
He's got a way of treating these characters that are third tier. I just, I hope that it's not a bunch of other little superheroes running around, Superman just shows up to help here or shows up there and then he goes off on his own thing,
I have my theories on what is happening here. I'm not 100%, just stuff I've pieced together from looking at pictures and whatnot. It does seem like he becomes Superman. Well, he's already established Superman, at least new into his Supermaning, but into a world that does already have heroes, but these heroes seem to be bought, paid sponsorship type heroes.
Oh, okay.
Whether that's from Maxwell Lord or from Lex or what have you. But I do kind of think that's the route they're going. I almost kind of wonder if it's a commentary on like The Boys, on Amazon in a way,
right?
And that's kind of become
it also sounds maybe like a Kingdom Come light,
right? In a way, also, especially with that shield. Well, I happen to be wearing that shield. Right
that
now.
shield.
I just look down and there it is. Well, the new shield, which I like.
Who are you picking up from the airport today wearing that?
Your mom. The suit.
I didn't know she was going to Tupelo.
Yeah, she's here. Just popped by. I am not a fan of the new 52 suit. I know, in talking to Bailey about this, he's like, I've warmed up to it over the years. I don't dislike it, and there's ones I dislike way more. But if you told me that was going to be the blueprint for the new film suit, I would have been really angry.
This is New 52 was the one without the red trunks at all.
Right, but although this one he does have trunks.
Right.
Obviously. But it's the high collar, it's the the lines and the kind of almost armor-esque looking, but I mean that cape's got a yellow S on the back, and that's all I care about.
There you go.
End of the day, I'll tell you that much.
I was glad to see the red trunks back because they just break up the suit well. Like
they do.
It's two parts, and it's like, I know that, I don't know, I really get tired of people talking about wearing his underwear on the outside. It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
That's my response.
Why does Batman always get a pass for it, but Superman doesn't? Let me ask you that as a longtime comic book.
Because I'm Batman.
Yeah. Why is it that Batman? Nobody ever says I hate underwear on Batman. Nobody ever says that.
Because he'll kill you. I mean, he will. He'll string you up by a batarang, and you'll just be hanging there until someone comes along to get you.
Oh, a utility belt.
Because it just you remember there was that time where it was just cool to kind of bag on Superman, and so
they're still doing it. They're still doing. What do you mean that time?
So once you get to a place where people are, "Hey, he's just a Boy Scout, he's too good, he's all this. Once you kind of get that point and people start, it just kind of snowballs, you
Yeah.
know. But if you're the coolest superhero ever in the whole wide world that's ever been invented in the history of mankind, you know, then, and I'm like, let me show you how hard it is to get rid of a bomb,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then let's see what you think.
That's right.
So I don't know. I like the bright colors that I'm seeing in this thing.
Yes.
You know, that was, and so I'm hoping they've got steady cams and track that they've laid down to just, you know, the camera operators all have something on which the camera is sitting steady rather than trying to handhold it.
You don't like that so much.
That was my biggest complaint about Man of Steel.
That
Still
was
is
your
to this
biggest
day.
complaint was the
Yeah.
camera work.
Yeah.
Okay. Mine was
Well,
mine was the script, but you know.
Well, look, here's the thing about that.
Here's
When
the
I
thing.
went to see it, remember they had the whole early screening thing that we went to Walmart and got tickets for?
Yeah. Don't
I'm
cite
sitting in
the deep magic to me. I was there.
Somebody's been watching Chronicles of Narnia. I've been checking out those Chronicles. But when we, you know, beforehand of that early showing, that early screening, quote unquote, Zack Snyder had a whole like intro thing he did.
Yeah.
And he made this statement, you know, it was really neat, you know, especially on Krypton. When you see Krypton, you know, in the background, there are all kinds of little Easter eggs and stuff we put just in the throne room itself or just in the judgment chamber or the council chamber itself. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'll be looking for stuff and see what's there. Couldn't see a thing. Yeah. And that's when, and so it made me notice, and I noticed the rest of the time and just could never get settled in with the whole thing. It was almost like they intentionally put in digital shakes.
That last digital shakes title of your stuff. That
I'll have a digital shake, please. Digital chocolate.
that last fight scene or that last flying fight scene with him and Zod.
Yeah.
I remember getting very just and at the time I was like, oh, this was the answer to he didn't throw a single punch in Superman Returns.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
this is what
Yeah.
we're going for here. But I do remember just the just felt like I was being slung back and forth
Yeah.
in the theater. I've grown to appreciate Man of Steel more over the last decade.
Yeah.
Dawn of Justice not so much, but
Okay, see, and that's where I'm a little bit different. I've grown to appreciate Dawn of Justice a little bit more. I never like look, I never had a problem with Man of Steel outside. I truly, truly can say I love the casting. I didn't really have a problem with the story that much. I could have toned down the destruction of Metropolis a teeny bit, you know. And once they got to fighting, it would have been nice if he did what he did with Doomsday and in Superman and Lois, you know, where he just gets them off planet and
Right.
they, you know, and everything happens up on the moon or whatever. But ultimately, you know, I could not cite major issues that would cause me to say, well, this isn't Superman. It's not like I think there was just a lot good about it, but I'm so distracted the whole time. Well, with Dawn of Justice, initially I'm like, this is kind of garbage. But as it wore on, there's a lot I appreciate about it. I think that, you know, obviously Gal Gadot's a standout there. Again, casting, you know, I never had a problem with Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne / Batman.
neither did I.
And I would have liked to seen him get a turn in a Batman movie proper.
Yeah, I agree. You know, obviously there were a lot of missteps in this. Dawn of Justice is one where, again, I'm sure I've sounded like a broken record. I've said this on Shoe many a times. My issue with the number one issue I have with the movie is we all saw Man of Steel, and we're having to watch Bruce Wayne, who didn't watch Man of Steel, and we're all like, we already know all this.
Right, yeah.
You showed up late, sir.
Hey, why didn't you go see the movie too?
Yeah,
You're rich.
this could have
You probably
saved
could have got a screening at home.
so many issues. Yeah. It's
My biggest problem was early on was Lex. I didn't care for the characterization of Lex, but then again, it's one of those things I've come to appreciate, especially because of like I like the fact that it was like a simple kind of I'm jealous of this power. I don't like these people, and I just want to kill Superman. Like it was just almost Gene Hackman-esque in as far as like I'm the greatest criminal mind of our time. Look what I'm about to do.
Yeah.
You know, with a little bit of extra crazy wrapped up in it.
right.
Anyway,
Anyway, I haven't revisited it in a while. I probably should. I do like the ultimate cut better.
Yeah.
The R-rated cut, but it's been a while since maybe I'm due. Maybe it's time. All that to say, I'm looking very much forward to less than a year from now, hopefully less than a couple months from now, seeing a trailer. There may be rumblings that they're going to show up at New York Comic Con in October. So excited.
That would make sense. Remember back in 2008 when there was like at San Diego Comic Con proper, Marvel Studios showed Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple of weeks later at Wizard World in Chicago, they finally gave like a Dark Knight trailer. And it was just this really cool time to be alive when there were all these awesome superhero trailers dropping at the same time.
Yeah.
You know,
What a time to be alive.
It's like, man, Iron Man looks like it's going to be better than anything. And then here comes the Dark Knight. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yep. Before we get into it, just a little bit of news. I do want to remind you listeners about the Salute to Smallville convention happening in New Jersey in October. It's October 5th and 6th at the Hilton, at the Parsippany Hotel in Troy Hills, New Jersey, where Tom, Michael, Erica, Kristen, John Glover, Aaron Ashmore, Laura Vandervoort, I'm forgetting somebody, I'm sure, will all be in attendance. So let's see, Tom, Michael, Kristen, Erica, John Glover, Laura, Aaron. Nope, I listed them all. You can get tickets by going to Creation Entertainment or creationent.com and follow the links to there. So be sure and do that. Seating is limited. They have sold out a bunch of their packages already, I do believe. So if you want to be on the ground there for the inaugural, the first ever Smallville convention, be sure and do that.
New Jersey.
But Lex, my mom lives in
Hackensack, New Jersey.
But my mom lives in Hackensack. The way he looks at the watch. It's one of my favorite parts of Superman the movie. Let's talk Smallville. Let's talk about these two episodes. Two episodes that I have blocked from my memory. No, I remember them both, but I remember disliking them a lot more than I did this time around. I guess looking with a fresh set of eyes 20 years later has done some good. Although I will say, Accelerate, if you put a laugh, maybe the funniest episode of Smallville? Possibly? Is that bad? I mean, I know she's dead. But...
Like, Accelerate is one of those episodes that I feel like they made a speak sing country song about in the 70s. Little girl went down to the river.
And then the clone verse is what?
Well, I'm just talking about the story, the ghost, and she haunts to this day. River girl, river girl. Poor little Emily drowned in the river while her best friend watched her go.
You've been sitting on that for 20 years, or did you just come up with that on the spot?
Literally just this morning.
That's why
thought about it.
That's why Steve Glosson, folks. Episode 220, the 41st episode of the series, aired April 29th. No, this is Witness. Sorry, you were still doing an Accelerate bit, but Witness is
sorry.
first.
Well, you mentioned Accelerate.
You're right. I did. It was my fault. We'll get there. Witness.
I jumped the gun. Had to get my joke in. It happens.
It's fine. 20th episode of season 2, 41st episode overall, aired April 29th, 2003, over 21 years ago. Crazy. In this episode, Clark stumbles upon a robbery of a Luthor Corp truck carrying kryptonite and is stunned to realize he can't stop the thieves because they are strong as he is. To keep Clark from going to the police, the thugs attack Jonathan and Martha, leaving Clark feeling powerless and desperate for a way to protect his parents. And then there's a B plot, too. What are your memories of Witness? Did you like that? You already started laughing.
And there's a B plot.
And there's a B plot.
Probably has to do with Henry Small.
I bet. At this point in the season.
Look, it was in the day, I was just taking whatever was given because I think we forget how different TV was in 2003. You know, nowadays it's like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. There's 8 episodes, and they put everything they got in those 8 episodes most of the time.
And we got to wait 2 years for another season.
Right. You know, but back then it's like, well, here we go. What's it going to be this week? And they were still trying to find their footing with like the mythology versus Freak of the Week stuff. We'd had Rosetta happen. We'd had all this other cool stuff kind of take place. And so now it felt kind of like a downer, but it also felt like, are we just trying to get the whole Home Alone cast, or not Home
Yes.
Alone, Home Improvement cast
yes.
to show up, on the show because Zachary Ty Bryan or whatever his name, Eric Marsh,
Yeah.
was in this, and it really did to me feel like, oh, well, it worked for Jonathan Taylor Thomas, I guess. So it must have worked. I guess they thought, let's go back to the well. And obviously, I know that's probably not how TV works anymore, or even then. But it just felt that way from a ignoramus audience perspective. But
I think it was a little. It was not funny because obviously that gentleman has fallen on hard times since the airing of this episode. I think at the time had fallen on hard times. But I just saw a video, oddly enough, not like 2 weeks ago, of him handcuffed in the back of a police car.
oh, really?
Yeah, and looking pretty rough. So true to life for this episode.
I just Googled it. Are there?
Go ahead.
I just Googled his name. Are there legal issues with Zachary Ty Bryan?
Probably.
According to Derek Russell of Starkville House of L, yes, there are.
God, I hate the Smalls. I'm so glad we're done with that.
What a terrible, like.
It might
I
be
guess
my.
you got to try it.
It might be my least favorite arc of the entire series. No, Lana coming back. No, it's worse than that.
I think this is worse than Lana coming back.
It's worse than that. Everybody wants to talk about Lana coming back, the arc of suck, as it were. I
remember
in season
that.
8.
Yeah.
No, it's this. It's the Henry Small arc.
The
It's way worse.
Shakespearean 3-episode arc of Lana being back.
I can't. I just can't with that. And I feel like I always have to say, especially when it comes to persons who are part of a ship on the show, which who isn't part of a ship on this show. Any problem I have ever had with Lana Lang has been a result of production. Never has it been a fault of Kristen. In fact, I will go so far to say, I know I said at the outset here, Accelerate is a funny could benefit
terrible.
from a laugh track. Kristen really shoots for the fences in that one.
Yeah.
And does a fantastic job. I've never had an issue with Kristen whatsoever in the series. I love Kristen. I think she always does a phenomenal job. It's just what she was handed to her to do that is always questionable. And
as she matured, she became less grating to me. She, in those early seasons, there was something about the way she acted and the way she delivered lines that, now watching it grated my nerves. But I'm with you. Any problem I ever had, never had to do anything with the shipping. And that's one of the things about this show is you watch, you really see the maturation as actors of so many of these younger people, particularly like Kristen and Tom. Tom, who knew little to nothing acting when he started out. And and you see this progression as they grow. And so Kristen kind of drops that, "Are you in love with me?" kind of thing, and just goes into a more natural thing as time moves on. But here, the thing about the small thing, it's just it went nowhere. It had, it was like this false hope for this child, for this girl whose life was full of trauma. It's like, give her, if you're going to do this thing, let it be something where she actually has a person in the show that's not Aunt Nell. I guess they got rid of Nell. Like, well, she needs an adult figure. Well, then give it to her and let it stay. Let her develop a relationship with Mrs. Small. Let her have a good time with Henry Small. And let there be the conflict of she's in business with Lex Luthor and he hates the Luthors, and let that kind of be a thing. But instead, just don't see him anymore, Lana. He'll only hurt you.
Yeah. It's just this carrot hanging out in front of her. Yeah. And it's a result of not giving Lana anything to do except for A, Talon, and B, will they, won't they with Clark.
Right.
They didn't know what to do with her. She had second billing on the second or third. Was Michael next? I can't even remember in the second season. Good grief. My mind. I used to remember so many things, and now it's like, yeah, gone. But regardless, yeah, I think she had second. I think Michael came third. But, the problem I did have with somebody in this episode, and now I remember why I didn't like this episode originally, is Chloe. And this is where any affection I had or any kind of apologist I was for Chloe ended. This is where she gets introduced to Lionel. This is where she starts going down the dark path. Anything questionable. I mean, up to this point, she's done several questionable things. Not withholding. Also the investigating Clark's adoption when she was specifically asked not to.
Right.
Behind Clark's back. And now we see her getting in league with Lionel, which she hasn't taken the bait on that yet as of this episode. But
all it's going to take is a kiss to push her over the edge, or some kind of, not even a kiss, but like just a conversation. I don't like.
Well, and so in this, the cold open of this one and the cold open of the next one is Lana and Clark having a moment and Chloe watching. She comes in the Talon as they're talking in the beginning of this one, and the next one they're in the theater. Gotta miss that theater. We didn't use that enough.
No.
That was not utilized enough on the
Well,
show.
I mean, it's not really interesting to watch people watch a movie, I guess.
Pete Ross would disagree. He is stereotypically, just yelling at that screen. I'm sorry, sir. We're all just trying to enjoy a black and white film here. Could we just watch the movie? We'll get there in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get there in a minute.
That was out of the gate. I was like, Pete, let's hold on now. It's not even a horror. It's not even it's not even like a horror movie. There's no need to be yelling at the screen already. We have a falling out with Clark and Chloe as a result of him busting the deadline for the torch, which Chloe takes very seriously. She had to blow the lunch menu up to 60-point font, Steve.
That's going to win a Pulitzer.
I mean,
or what was her line about that? Like
the horror. I don't remember.
That's riveting reading or something like that.
Well, I've read your reading, Chloe. It's not much better. Have I gotten to hate more on Chloe since the whole Allison mess?
I think you have. You're having a hard time separating the artist from the art.
No, I don't. I don't at all. I think she obviously ruined a lot of lives, but she's done her time. I'm not going to speak to that, but I do remember. I do think I liked Chloe early on in the beginning, but really, I mean, when you get to like season 8 and she's supposedly sacrificing herself to protect Clark from Davis, but not really, and just the choices that she makes as the show goes on get more and more bothersome to me. And it really the groundwork for that starts here.
I was in the early 2000s a huge Chloe apologist. I was a big fan of Chloe, and she was like, I was pro Chloe. And when this kind of stuff happens here toward the end of season 2, I've got a friend who, when he got into it, I was the guy who got people into this thing. And so I loaned him the season 2 DVDs, and he watched it, and he comes back to me, he's like, I hate Chloe. And I'm like, why do you hate Chloe? He's like, well, she did this to Clark. She did this. I'm like, yeah, dude, but you've got to get to season 3 now and see what happens. Nope. I hate Chloe. And finally he calls me back. He's like, you know what? He was a youth pastor too at the time. He's like, I was just with my kids. And it hit me. Chloe's really that she's playing a 16, 17-year-old girl. Like, she's a sophomore in high school. Her decisions completely make sense to me.
But they never get better with her age, is my opinion on that. Like, I feel like as the show goes on, she continues to screw him over. She harvests kryptonite and hides it from him. There's just like
I don't remember that.
That's like season 9, I think. I don't even know. Like, she's hiding large quantities of kryptonite. She always has her best interests at heart, but she disguises it as having somebody else's best interests at heart. I've just never. Yeah, okay, she's 16 here. Great. She's still a jerk.
Well, that's true. 16-year-olds can be jerks.
Absolutely. She
Yeah.
didn't get a pass for that. Or is our hatred for Chloe born out of Television Without Pity?
Well, I still the
show.
character herself. I'm not so against. I forgot about the kryptonite thing. I don't remember that at all. I just remember that by the time she finds out Clark's secret, like she becomes his biggest supporter and protects him.
They
and
wrote
everything.
Pete off the show.
That's true. They did do that. But I mean, at some point, Chloe had to find out.
I mean, did she still pining for him? One of the best scenes in the whole series is what 403 facade.
You talking about the wet T-shirt?
The dunking, yeah, and and the Avril Lavigne playing, and that's a fantastic sequence.
Tom
and then you've
Welling.
got her over there pouting, and I'm like, good.
Tom Welling in that wet white T-shirt, man.
Go on,
Come on.
talk, discuss. Have you seen Deadpool and Wolverine yet?
No, I've just checked out all the different spoilers and stuff.
Okay. Well, I did love watching Accelerate. There's a scene in Deadpool and Wolverine where they're, spoiler alert, I feel like that movie can't be spoiled because a day after it came out, they were like, okay, here's everything. They
Every
were showing
clip
it in
was
the
on,
trailer.
yeah,
They were like,
yeah.
"Wait, you can't hold this back." But there's a scene where they're driving through the void in the Honda Odyssey. And I'm With You by Avril Lavigne is playing very loudly on the radio. Why they've got radio in the void, I don't know.
Yeah.
So when we get to the end of Accelerate, I was like, oh, there's that again. It's that's why I remember this song so well. The end of this episode. We, in the midst of the Chloe fallout of this one, Clark quits the Torch.
Yep.
Because he didn't want to put up with her mess anymore.
And gosh, I mean, we were all on the edge of our seats about that. How will he ever be a reporter for the Daily Planet
Right.
if he's not working for the Torch?
Right. I cared. Sir. But Clark also stumbles upon this robbery of this truck with refined meteor rock, refined kryptonite in the back that these guys are inhaling. They're melting down and inhaling. They've got that. I think probably one of the most memorable scenes of this episode is the boiler scene with him being stuck inside, locked inside. I mean, they tried to kill that man, Coach Klein.
Oh yeah, they were going to murder him.
They murdered him,
and I mean,
for all intents and purposes,
painfully murder. Get in the fire, son.
I mean, he even says if kryptonite had been in there, I'd be gone. I love that Jonathan's like, look, you saw a crime, you got to tell this police and get back on her radar.
Yeah, exactly. Mr. Kent,
Kent,
what are you telling me? How do you know about another crime, Mr. Kent?
Why were you there?
What were you even doing there, Mr. Kent? That's what I'm wondering. So help me God, Mr. Kent, if you interfere in this, I've got a lockjaw.
Riddle me this. Smallville X-ray vision has always been straight X-ray vision.
True.
You go to the doctor, you got a broken femur. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's never the... Well, it kind of was in the beginning, but then they stopped doing this.
There was a moment.
There was a moment where it would reveal layers.
Right.
Especially when he looks at Pete in X-ray.
Yeah. And he looks through the wall and he's able to clearly see all the girls walking around in the girls'
Correct.
locker room.
The cinder block disappears, and then he's got a thing. Would it not be easier to have not fully exposed your X-ray vision to where you're looking at skeleton and just seeing who was behind the mask?
I don't know. I don't know
am
how
I asking
it works.
too easy a question there?
Yeah, I think at this point they thought no one will remember how this worked when we first started with that one little scene where Clark's able to see what's going on. I always got the sense that he had not perfected it yet to be able to do the clarity. And I think it's that thing of where it's like, well, if we're going to do X-rays, we need to bring this into reality as much as possible and only see the bone structure.
And we never, it never gets to a point again where he's even using telescopic vision in the future. It's with X-ray.
Yeah, it's still the X-ray stuff.
Yeah.
Huh? I remember that. Yeah.
So he sees a metal plate in one of the guy's heads, and that's how he
That's right.
eventually
I want
tracks the
more
guy
than a
down.
piece of government plastic between me and the.
But my hair's just not gonna look right.
Yes. I got a part right here.
This right here,
Yeah, that
nothing.
gets dented.
Nothing.
My hair's just not gonna look right.
Last time she turned on the microwave, pissed my pants and forgot who I was for an hour. So this is Zachary Ty Bryan of Home Improvement fame, now of infamy fame for being in and out of jail a whole lot with his legal problems. He is playing Eric Marsh, as you mentioned earlier. This inhaling the kryptonite has made him quite the athlete. Plays baseball. In fact, he's even gotten sponsorships for the school for new uniforms, new equipment. Scouts are coming to check him out, so he's well on his way. He sniffs a lot. I'm like, is he snorting? I couldn't remember. I forgot the inhaler. I was like, is he snorting the kryptonite there at the beginning? But no, he's not.
I thought that was kind of an acting choice, like just like I'm a big guy, like I don't know. It seems like a jockey thing to do. You're outside all the time. You got a little sniffle here, and you're just like, almost. I don't know. It just seemed like an acting choice more than anything.
Yep.
But he also may have been. It might have been cold in Vancouver.
Could have been.
It was cold in Vancouver.
It was cold in
that day.
He
was angry, my friends.
You've also kind of got a C plot in this episode, which doesn't always happen. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it happens. You got the Lex and Lionel in the background, which kind of wraps around to the A plot as Lionel is frustrated with the truck robbery. I would say that that's A plot adjacent. Yeah, you're right. It is. You've also got the wedding planning going on, and this is 2 episodes in a row where she's not even in it. Right before the end.
Well, we ain't got time for all that.
We ain't got time for all that.
Listen, we've got to get this kid.
She
and
being
his
Helen,
buddies. We've got to see that Lionel's still trafficking in refined kryptonite.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to get all this other stuff taken so that we can set up what happens next episode.
Mm-hmm. Or do we even finish the Henry Small stuff, or do we just ignore? It's just so good it's gone in this one.
They didn't really finish the Henry Small stuff. I mean,
no. What happened? The wife Lana spotted the wife with her divorce attorney,
right?
Which she thought she was having an affair, but really, surprise, it was the divorce attorney. Lana has driven them apart. So she's leaving him, and so Lana thinks...
Lana just makes everything worse.
Yeah.
For them.
That's the mandate, pretty much. Is you've also ruined their relationship in addition to everything else. So you've got to go. So she thinks if she takes herself out of the the situation, that'll help. Which she does. She tells him, but then she falls on the sword a little bit.
Yeah, she's the martyr,
But then she also is. Then she's also like, well, she hired it. Like she isn't going to tell him. Like she falls on the sword to sacrifice herself, and then she also tells him.
Well, I think the fall on the sword is this is my fault, so I need to back out. I need to go away, so I don't ruin your family.
That's not her fault. It's his fault.
But it's a kid. She's still a kid. And so she puts the blame on herself. Plus, it's Lana. It's another tragic thing we can add to the list of tragedies in Lana's life.
And especially with this one and the next one, it's amazing she comes out as normal as she does.
It's
you're like,
I mean, just the
your best
alone.
Your best friend died trying to save you.
So let's walk through the Lana tragedies, just up to that we know so far.
Just where
parents
we're at.
killed in front of her by
so
a meteor.
Yeah, parents pancaked.
Right. Nell leaves her because Nell wants to go marry some dude in Metropolis, and so now she's just kind of left on her own. She feels abandoned.
That's 2.
We find out, like you say in the next episode, her childhood best friend, dies right before her very eyes. It's weird that you wouldn't think that would be something that would be important to at least mention at some point, Not
to mention the various head injuries and
then you've got all the CTE and the stalkers. I mean, how many stalkers does Lana have in this show. You know, everyone's obsessed with Lana.
Mm-hmm.
So Whitney,
Whitney.
don't forget about Whitney coming back and being dead.
Yeah. Coming
You know,
back
the whole
and being
Tina
dead.
Greer thing.
Actually.
Who was that?
Don't forget Whitney coming back and being dead.
Yeah.
That's what they said about Jesus in the Bible.
That's right.
Don't forget about Jesus coming back and being dead.
Well, don't.
No, don't. That's like the whole thing.
Yeah, that's like, come on, man.
I read the Cliff Notes. That's the point.
Yeah. But no, so she's got it rough, you know.
Don't put too fine a point on it.
So let's just add to her trauma. It's your fault that Henry Small and his wife are getting a divorce.
Absolutely. Ultimately, these jerks attack Jonathan and Martha, which I don't care for at all. Well, you can do whatever you want to Jonathan. I don't like it.
Hey, I don't like that one bit.
I don't like that at all.
Did not appreciate that.
Speaking of Jesus, like crucified up on the barn up there.
Is this the first time we've seen them be directly affected by something that's happening with Clark?
No, Rogue.
Oh yeah, the police officer.
Police officer, yeah. It's happened a few times. This is one of the first times I can think of them being attacked.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah, is this the first time they've really been attacked by someone?
And she's hanging up there, and I completely forget she's with child until Jonathan mentions it.
But somehow it's Clark's fault that she loses the baby.
Yeah, well, it is.
Let's blame the witness people.
Well, no, because she gets a clean bill of health after this.
That's true. Again,
she's fine here. It's Clark that.
It is Clark's fault.
Those dang kryptonite keys.
That's some heavy mess for a little superhero show in the early 2000s.
I remember watching that. I was like, you really doing this? That's tough. That's
like,
hard.
so you guys wrote yourself into a corner, and this is out.
I wouldn't mind a little Clark having a sibling. That would have been a fun little.
It would have been an interesting thing that hadn't really been done.
No. Who says you can't?
I guess Warner Brothers.
Apparently. DC?
Yeah.
Either way.
If you're just joining us, Clark Kent has a baby brother.
At the end of the day, though, Clark is able to subdue the guys. They get the refined kryptonite. Pete buries it in the woods. Yes.
I'm going to be over here, Pete. You do all the
heavy lifting. You do all the hard work. He could have dug the hole in 9 seconds. Clark could, and then left and let Pete.
Yeah.
But no.
Also, doesn't Pete live on a farm? Surely they've got a backhoe or something that Clark could have dug the hole, and then Pete could have just pushed all the dirt back in over the stuff with a.
Well, and you would think, burying it in the woods, I guess, obviously nobody's going to find it out there. But, you also think there's, 40 acres or however. No, that's just the back 40. I forget how many acres the Kent farm is. You could have buried it anywhere on the farm and been assured that it was safe.
Right.
Kept an eye on it the whole time.
Yeah, someone would have had to trespass, too. Yeah.
Bunch of dead cows again.
Where's the key right now? Oh, it's in the flower pot? No, Clark has it. No, it's in the toolbox. Where is the key?
Toolbox.
Okay.
Man, we used to play Where's the Key all the time, didn't we? That thing.
Remember those days?
That thing jumped around. You talk about a MacGuffin. Most MacGuffins don't move around that much.
And then just one day we're just done with it.
Was it Tim or Robin that was telling me the other day, talking about Talkville? I don't remember what episode they were on, but it was one with the ship. I guess it was one of these season 2 episodes with it down in the cellar, and they were like, "This is the first time we ever see the ship." And I'm like, "The pilot, you see, it's right there. It's the first thing you see."
There was a whole conversation that happens in front of it.
Kids don't just fall out of the sky, Martha. It's literally right
But
there.
but Clark and Jonathan have a conversation down in the cellar in front of it in the pilot
Oh yeah, yeah.
when he lets them know where he's from. Yeah, I was saying the same thing. I'm like, you guys, come on. At least I can give you a pass on not remembering what you filmed, because you did it so long. But at least remember what you've now
What
watched.
you have watched in
Yeah.
recent months, or at least a year.
I'll tell you, here's the thing. These episodes that we're talking about are among some of the episodes that I have vivid memories of going to Krypton site and
Oh yeah.
seeing set pictures or
Oh yeah.
promotional images from and reading the spoilers and everything about, because the Krypton site was there as early as season 2.
It was there for season 1.
Well, I found it in season
Oh,
2.
you
actually.
found it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was thinking the other day those rectangular episode title with the sliver of the
Yes.
picture.
Yep.
I was thinking about those the other day, like collecting those like trading cards back in the day.
Yep.
Every time one would come on.
Yeah, so
Um,
and I guess that's another thing. Like, is not like this isn't a great episode. It's got the stuff with Jonathan and Martha getting attacked. I think is really intense, and they were going for something there. Obviously, that C plot with Henry Small is not the best. Chloe is starting her descent to the dark side. It's interesting to see her and Lionel go back and forth. Because Allison was so good, always so good at doing exposition and being there and being in her role, and she did a good job with whatever they asked her to do, and then of course Glover is just, he's a master at the craft, and so he elevated everyone's game when he was when he was in a scene with them. But then but I just have so much nostalgia for this episode and for this era of Smallville. Like that, I think that's kind of the thing for me. It's like I was going online all the time to Krypton site, and is there any new information? Is there anything else? And then knowing that we were getting close to the downtime between seasons and just like, like this was appointment television for me.
absolutely.
And I think looking back at the time, I was still excited about the show. So this episode wasn't as maybe egregious to me then as it is now. I just appreciated it for what it was. And so I try to do that now, but I do recognize that, well, freak of the week. It's got just kind of a freak of the week episode more than anything.
I mean, they can't all be winners in 22, 21,
Right.
22, 23 episodes.
And filler's not necessarily noir.
Filler does not mean noir.
Right.
You are correct. But it is one I favorably looked on this time more than I did, say, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
In what was kind of just a
I went the
episode.
opposite way. I went down with it.
You enjoyed it. You enjoyed it more back then, and now
Right.
it was kind of a letdown. I think it's. I have found in rewatching these with you and just kind of going through the show with others as well. The ones. I mean, if I could go back and watch a show ever again for the first time, it would be this. I think.
Yeah.
But the ones I didn't watch as much in subsequent years, the episodes that I haven't revisited, it's like watching that. In some ways, it's like watching that episode again for the first time.
Right.
And I kind of felt that way with this one because while I remembered bits and pieces of it, it was just to see it play out. So when there's a scene I don't remember, it's like, oh, I'm watching New Smallville. I don't remember this scene. I don't remember Tom and Kristen standing here in the Talon. I don't remember this dialogue. So
it is interesting to me how it all just kind of comes back though as I'm watching. Like, oh yeah, oh yeah, and there's always like the one. Obviously, Clark's butt is a standout moment.
So wet shirt Tom is a standout moment for you,
right? Yeah.
Naked butt Tom is a standout moment for you.
Yep.
You get one more, and then I have to ask questions.
Tom Welling's fine.
He's
I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. He's a good-looking dude, man.
He's good looking then, and he's aged like a fine wine now.
You know what I realized the other day is I'm the same age as Henry Cavill, and it really disgusts me with myself.
Why?
I just look at
you. Don't keep getting fired left and right.
if I had his looks and his just demeanor, I would gladly get fired left and right.
I say that to say there should have been a Man from U.N.C.L.E. sequel by this point.
Yeah.
But then, Arnie Hammer was eating people, so allegedly. So
Well, I'm
that's
hoping he
what
gets to do his Warhammer.
I think that's getting held up in some kind of legal dispute or something. He can't catch a break, man.
No.
Opinions of the man aside, for whatever you feel about him, he's had a bad go of it.
Yep, unfortunately.
But there's a lot of people who don't care for how he acts and behaves on set to people.
Oh, really?
I
haven't heard that. I heard he was.
I think he thinks he's better than. I can't speak to that. I've not been on set, but I think.
Are you confusing him with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, who said that he was going to?
That's straight up. Everybody feels that way on set with him.
The power had shifted in the DC universe.
The hierarchy of power is. There was a joke about that in Deadpool and Wolverine now, but I can't remember how it was worded. They didn't say hierarchy. I guess they weren't trying to be blatant with it, but I've only seen it the one time. But there was a shift of power is about to change kind of joke. This is the first episode where Chloe and Lionel meet here at the end. Lionel has thrown some money at Chloe to begin, as you said, her descent to the dark side. This is also the episode up to this point. Clark uses his X-ray vision more in this episode than any other, not counting the actual episode.
Oh, wow.
There's also the 7th appearance of Clark's red jacket, blue shirt outfit.
Well, that's what matters.
I did not. Now, there were some vehicular accidents in this episode, Steve, but none.
Well, you
none
had
to
the
truck.
van flipping.
You had the van flipping. Well, Clark gets thrown into another Luthor Corp truck in the final battle.
But the Kent truck is okay.
Mr. Kent, the Kent truck is safe, and
for now.
Not a great look at the stained glass in Lex's office. But I saw no Veritas.
Didn't me either.
I saw no Veritas.
Well, it's got to get knocked out in season 5. So,
and then also this is the. Rejoice! If I had Yub-Nub on a soundboard, I'd play it. This is the final Henry Small. Henry Small is never mentioned again, whether it is retconned or not. It is never brought up again throughout the remainder of the series.
Ridiculous! It's wild that they just. I mean, this when you think about how huge a point this would be in someone's life, and no, we're just not going to marry it. We're not going to worry about it anymore. We're not going to mention him. There are no Smalls.
There are no Smalls.
Smallville was named because of the size of the town, not because of the people who found it.
Well, it was actually the Villes. They had a very small family. Whoa, you okay? Got you off guard there, didn't I, a little bit?
Not the Villes.
Yeah.
Well, why wouldn't you call it Villetown or Villeville?
Well, they were a small family.
It
was just the two of them.
Did you have... Well, what about the Granvilles?
Those were named for the biscuits.
Okay.
Yeah. If you know. Pillsbury County.
Well played.
21st episode of the second season is Accelerate, 42nd episode overall. This one is interesting from the standpoint that the teleplay was done by Brian Peterson and Kelly Souders, and the story was done by Todd Slavkin and Darren Swimmer, the 4 who would go on to be the showrunners in season 8.
Yeah.
That showed you what we were getting into. No, I'm just kidding.
And it also, though, seemed like they were setting up for something bigger, which I know Emily comes back in season 3.
Yes. Well, the whole cloning, all the cloning is.
Where does it go to? But it doesn't really go anywhere.
Lana clone.
Lex did have a clone. That's right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and eventually Lex.
Yeah.
Like, this is all born out of this. This is one of the biggest carryovers that, while might not be referenced, I mean, she is referenced later in the show in subsequent episodes, but as far as the cloning goes, it was all born out of this, something that goes all the way from here to now the finale of the series.
That's true.
You're
right.
Cloning. So
you're right. It's just not super blatant beyond this outside of
we don't keep going back to creepy little girl.
Yeah.
Which, dude, every time she shows up, I was like, kick her. Like,
Explain where you would put laugh tracks in this thing.
All over it, start to finish. Every time she showed up and somebody would jump or Lana would react, there'd be a laugh track. My God, it that poor little girl. She's so creepy.
She's so creepy. Well, she's got a really good mean look, a good mad look.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
good, because she tries to kill her dad, and then she tries to kill
Well,
Lana.
that's the thing. Anytime you're dealing with a psychotic child, dating all the way back to The Omen,
Yeah.
Rosemary's Baby. Anytime you're dealing with a satanic psychotic child, it's not fun, man. Red rum.
I do wonder, so they do refer to this as crypto cloning or kryptonite enhanced cloning.
Mm-hmm.
I did wonder why her super speed looks a little different than Clark's does. But that's neither here
As
nor
far
there.
as
The effects.
do you think it has to do with what we see later on in season 6, where we get it from Lana's standpoint and Clark just kind of disappears? We never see Emily super speed from her vantage point.
That's fair, I guess. Yeah.
Also, if they did it the way Clark did it, you wouldn't be as creeped out initially as you are.
I mean, there's some legitimate jump scares.
Yeah.
In this.
Yeah.
We do open with the theater. We discussed that. Lana's cleaning up the theater afterwards by herself. She's the only employee. It'd be nice if Clark helped somebody. I don't know. Volunteers? Are they Talon volunteers? Is it a 501c3? Are there a board of directors? There should be volunteers. There should be ushers. It's a theater. It's neither here nor there. She's cleaning up. But so this little girl reeled this 16 millimeter film.
That's true. Yeah. Well, listen, Derek, you can't question everything. You've got to just let some things be what they are.
I'm 39 years old. I'm going to question some things at this point.
You're only 39.
What do you mean only? I feel
because I'm
ancient.
pushing 50 at this point in my
Yeah,
life.
we're like 9 years apart. We've always been. This is not new information. We've
I
known
didn't
each
realize
other.
how much
long
older
have
and
we known
wiser
We've
than
known
you
each
all
other
was.
almost 20 years.
Shut your mouth. You just shut your mouth, Derek Russell.
Mr. Kent, Mr. Glosson. We've
You
known
don't
each
talk
other
to me that way.
since 06? 07?
07.
Okay, so 17 years.
Yeah. Anyway.
Long suffering. Yeah, no, I'm going to question it. She reels this footage
The film go flip, 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 flip.
just to show it of them having a tea party, which isn't creepy at all.
Flame is rolling.
Especially when you get to the end of the episode and Lionel's having a tea party with her.
That's what gets creepy.
Over the credits. How
Yeah.
often? That's one of the few instances of this series of there being dialogue over
Yeah.
the credits.
Yeah.
Over the credit card for Alan Miles. Or for anybody.
I wish I had
can
Alan
think
Miles
of dramatic music notes that go silent and then bang on that.
Yeah.
But I would be hard pressed to think of multiple instances of dialogue over it, and creepy dialogue at that.
I can't think of any. Yeah. I mean, usually it's just the music continues to go, or I know there were instances of just silence as the thing rolled up,
Yeah.
but not the actual.
This was a Venn diagram episode for me because I couldn't get Graham really on board with Smallville. He didn't grow up really watching comic books or anything, but he was
Right.
all in on Scrubs.
Okay.
At the time. So when the janitor shows up as Mr. Densmore,
That's right.
I had him hooked.
Okay,
Graham, come here.
yeah.
Here he is. Because I think he even said a few episodes when he was on a few episodes ago, he was like, "We made a choice," and he was like, "I went Scrubs." You guys went Smallville. I went Scrubs. Emily was Lana's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Who, as you mentioned, aforementioned, has never been aforementioned. on the
I mean,
series.
not in the background, nothing.
Which, I mean, Lana should have no problem getting into college because her entry essay should be like, you get any scholarship to any
I want to honor
university
my
ever.
friend who gave her life to save me
Yeah,
by completing what she could never do and going to college.
yeah. I like it. A+. She died. They went to the river. I take for granted, especially in later seasons of this show, how well shot some of these episodes are. But I think after the cold open, Lana, takes Clark to the site where she fell off the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And that shot of them walking across the bridge and the water runner, that's just something you don't get in season 9 or 10. When everything's being shot on lot.
Everything's on a set. Everything's on a lot.
You don't get stuff like that anymore. When they were throwing money at this thing, if they had thrown that money, and I get we were way more effects heavy toward the end. You've got way more players on the show that had powers or were utilizing effects, and that money's got to go somewhere. Obviously, the actors are getting paid more. Costs have to be cut somewhere else. But if you had that kind of budget strictly for shooting that you had back then, toward the later thing, it really would have been something of a wonder toward the end. Emily did die. Tiny Tim, who did not die. Emily Dinsmore, who did die at the age of 10. And then we find out she saved Lana, but Lana didn't save her. So just added more guilt.
Well, I mean, like
Lang.
the situation obviously makes a little sense that Emily jumped in to help Lana get her footing, and Emily got swept away, and Lana couldn't do anything to help her.
It happens.
Yeah.
If I had a nickel, I'd throw it in the river.
I'm telling you, this is one of those sing songs from the 70s, like Convoy, or some, and there's or Teddy Bear, give a shout to old Teddy Bear.
So I think what you're gonna need to do is do the Ballad of Emily Dinsmore.
The Ballad of Emily and Lana.
Yeah. In your free time, if you could work that up, I'll produce it and we'll release it.
Just outside of town, there was a river.
No, I want to see the process at work here. I want you to go through it on air.
Oh yeah, go on.
Go on.
Go on.
When in Rome.
I'm unfamiliar.
I'm not. Please continue. No, I think you should work on that. I think the Ballad of Emily Dinsmore would be great. She's dead. She. If we haven't already.
That girl came back to watch House on Haunted Hill.
Lana thinks she's seeing a ghost. Rightfully so. The girl's moving very erratically. It's like a Johnny Cash song, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you remember like C.W. McCall's Convoy.
Yeah, I know Convoy.
It was a full moon in the month of June with a Kenmore hauling logs or something like that. Yeah. Ray Stevens did a lot of talk sing.
He did.
Yeah. When I was a kid back in Mississippi. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to do this? I think you should.
was
I want to put it to music.
I need a musician.
Well, why don't you just there's karaoke Convoy. Why don't you just do it to the tune of Convoy?
Just do a Convoy. I don't know that Convoy is the right.
Oh, it is.
mood.
I think you could nail it.
Surely there's some song about some dead trucker like Large Marge or something. Tell him Large Marge sent you.
Long Black Veil. I'm just trying to think of something that would work for you, but I think you need to explore this. It'd do gangbusters on TikTok. Steve.
Well, if that's the case,
Uh-huh.
then I definitely need to do that.
All Emily wants to do now that she has escaped is visit her childhood best friend, Lana Lang.
Of course.
But Lana goes, "You died," and that really does a number on the 10-year-old clone.
Well, Derek, if you texted me
Uh-huh.
and I text you back, I'm like, you're dead.
Uh-huh.
Who is this? But the text was coming from his dead friend.
Inside the house.
Inside, yeah, and inside the
And
house.
inside the
All of it.
The dead friend is inside the house. Is it weird to you in this episode that Lex is doing everything he's picking out the cake, he's doing everything, and Helen's not to be bothered? I just think it's funny. We're ramping up
Now
to the
that you
wedding
mention it, yes,
and-
yes, it is
we're
weird.
ramping up to the wedding, and Helen is MIA.
He's so Lex is the bridezilla.
Yeah. So Lionel gives him his wedding gift. I had forgotten this. Do you remember?
Yes.
The Caribbean honeymoon on the private island.
Right. Yeah. And it all comes into play like it. I guess I haven't really until just now this moment put everything together because am I wrong? Are there pictures of Lionel and Helen together?
No, that was Victoria.
That was that other girl
Yeah.
that they were going to take down Luther Corp with.
Yeah.
Okay.
That her dad and Lionel were friends, and
But there were
was
pictures
sleeping
of
with
Lionel
them.
meeting up with Helen at some
Yes.
point.
Well, Lionel offered Helen $100,000 to leave Lex.
Right. That's right.
And he claims it was, well, Lionel now claims it was a test of loyalty to see whether or not,
Right.
and she passed with flying colors, but it was also like protecting the legacy of Luther Corp and protecting her from Lex originally, under the guise of that, at least. But now, yeah, you think, oh, he's come around, he's playing it off as a test of loyalty, but yeah, I had forgotten that the gift was the honeymoon.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
So is
to
Lionel
see,
involved in the murder attempt?
Well, yeah. So that's going to be fun to watch play out over the next 4 episodes. I'm excited
Phantom
to get into
309
season
is
3.
the song I'm thinking of. It's like the hitchhiker that gets in the truck.
The what now?
I want to say it was a Red Savine song. Do you remember Red Savine?
Yeah, we're back on the ballad. What?
Yeah, we are. I'm
what
sorry.
song? No, you're good. I like it. I'm actually very taken with this idea.
It's Phantom 309.
Only the mind of Steve Glosson could go look at the little 10-year-old creepy dead ghost clone girl and be like, "There's a song here."
The story is like one of those old depressing talk sing stories.
Except with kryptonite and cloning.
That's right.
Yeah, as it were.
We're not gonna bring up that she's a clone.
And other that's the bridge.
She's a clone.
There's other ones in tubes in the basement.
She could be a bunny, but she's not.
I think the most memorable thing of this episode is the rain sequence. Would you agree?
Right. Oh, yeah. That was almost revolutionary at the time.
Yeah, that got a lot of play back then. There's also, in the Season 2 DVD, a lot of the bloopers come from these 2 episodes.
I was going to say, from this episode, because Pete trying to freeze and he gets tickled.
Yeah, and getting laughed.
And then the beating him with the pipe.
With the
thing
pipe
breaks,
from Witness that he wraps around the guy. Yeah. You like that? What we end up finding out happen, obviously, is Emily's dad was in the employee of Luther Corp and was in charge of cloning and created his dead daughter as the clone, which is just, don't do that. Therapy doesn't cost that much, folks. I mean,
Well, he was grieving.
Yeah, well, he did it the wrong way.
Here's something that makes me feel old. Apparently, Emily Dinsmore was born on January 20th, 1986, and died on April 14th, 1996.
Yeah, so 10.
But in 1996, I was in college.
Uh-huh.
And I just don't think about this show as like, wow, these kids were that much younger than me.
Well, they were, what, 15 in 2001?
That's true, Derek.
Yeah.
They didn't look 15.
No. Tom was, what, 37, 38? No, I'm just kidding. What, 23? He's 22 or 23.
Yeah,
I never can
20,
remember.
yeah.
I can remember all their ages.
He's not quite my age, which really bums me out.
Yeah. This is one, but it's also kind of funny from the standpoint of this episode that there's no real resolution with the whole Emily thing.
I guess that's my thing. Is like that. This whole deal is never resolved. She comes back in season 3, as with another water spot. In fact, you had the rain in this one. They're like, how can we outdo rain? I don't know. Let's dump a whole water tower on her.
Mm-hmm.
But we never visit that particular character again. We've got the cloning thing, but we never go back to this. And it's like at some point,
Well, we go back to that Emily because she takes Lana in season 3. She abducts
right.
Lana.
That's what I'm saying. We go back to Emily, but after that we never really go back to Emily again.
No, because I can't remember if she dies or ends up in Belle Reve at the end of Forsaken. Oh, so much. I'm looking forward to so many things of the things I've forgotten. I don't remember what ends up happening there, but no, we do revisit her, and she's aged increasingly by the time she does up again.
She's more of a teenage
in
type
Forsaken.
age.
Yeah. But she's aged more than the year between episodes, is what I'm saying.
Right.
She's
right,
not
because
11.
of the cloning.
You're right.
Accelerated aging. It's like it's Attack of the Clones style cloning.
Yeah, it's not multiplicity.
Right.
You like that?
I do like that. You know what I'm really sad about?
What? Tell me.
I'm really sad that instead of going to a multiplicity reference, I said, let me do something really complicated and go to a Red Savine type reference.
Not complicated, just niche.
Yeah, very niche, Derek. Very niche. You know what I think it is? I think it is the other day I stumbled on YouTube. I stumbled on C.W. McCall doing Convoy on Hee Haw.
Uh-huh.
And it literally was him
So the present would be vastly different had you not watched.
Yes.
This is all born out of
the sliding doors had I not stumbled into that Hee Haw thing, the jokes would have been different.
Wait a minute. You can't talk about making niche references and then pull out a sliding doors.
We're down this road, buddy. You just got to hang on tight.
I just Gwyneth Paltrow'd myself.
That's right. But it's crazy because he's sitting there and he's in Lulu's Diner on Hee Haw. I don't know if anyone remembers Hee Haw at all.
I remember Hee Haw.
But dude that was in Ernest Saves Christmas, he's the cook in Lulu's Diner. And C.W. McCall is sitting there with a CB at the counter.
As you do.
And he's literally lip syncing the opening of Convoy. Yeah, we're going to do Convoy. And we got ourselves. And then the music starts, and he's literally just lip syncing from the album.
Yeah.
And the Hee Haw gang, who are all sitting in Lulu's Diner, become the backup choir.
Right.
And there's Grandpa on Hee Haw just singing right along with all these high pitched women voices. And it's like, wow, this was entertainment in the 70s.
Yeah. Son, it's entertainment now. I don't know what you mean in the 70s.
Hee Haw was, you can't do that on television before you can't do that on television.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, from the popping up in the cornfield telling jokes, that would turn into lockers.
It's the Muppets
mm-hmm.
and Shotgun Red. Just right under there.
Okay.
Please.
Since we're going here right now.
Yeah, go ahead. We got time.
Shotgun Red.
Uh-huh.
That dude who did Shotgun Red had himself a YouTube channel where he was cooking and stuff. He's
you're
dead.
Joking. Yeah, I was going to say he's passed.
Yeah. But I think his videos are still up there. And he calls himself a hunter, trapper, trader, country boy, just all around country guy. And it's not Shotgun Red doing it, but it's the guy who did. So he's got an apron that has Shotgun Red on it and everything. And he's doing all these. And I mean, they are fat people recipes because he was a big old fella. And he's got his wife or whoever she is. But he's like, and then I'm here with the lovely Miss Sheila. And he goes, hi, Sheila. And it's really creepy. I'll see if I can find a link for you.
Yeah, please do. I appreciate anything like that. As the years go by and cooking with Steric has become more and more of a joke, I kind of wish it was a thing we did. Even as a pilot. Even as a testing. Can you imagine you and I in a kitchen trying to... It's a good bit.
I would love it. I'd love to do something like that.
I think it would be hilarious. I mean, we've joked about this is just catch up for years. You found something? We're just taking a break from Smallville for a minute, guys. We'll be
I'm
right
sorry.
back.
I didn't mean to. I didn't know it was going to start playing. I found his
No, you're
channel,
good.
so I'm just going to.
We'll be back in 2 minutes and 2 seconds.
I'm just going to send you a link to his channel.
Please do.
I would love to do something like that. I mean, we'd have fun doing it, but I'd also like to be a little serious with it. Like here's the thing. I've got 1,000 ideas in my head,
Sure.
but no time to do any of them.
No.
And no skill to do any of them. So, I get out on the Blackstone sometimes and I'll be cooking up some supper and I'm like, man, I should just have a camera out here and talk to the camera and do this.
You
thing.
should.
Yeah.
Why don't you?
Because there's no...
Listen, that's great Patreon material for Geek Out Loud.
There's no lighting.
That doesn't matter. That's great Patreon material.
The sound would be terrible.
Get you one of those little cheap Bluetooth mics that you plug in the bottom of your phone and it's a lapel clip-on.
Mm-hmm.
And just go to town. I think you should.
Well, I've thought about it, but I've got all these cookbooks that are like geek-centric cookbooks. Like I've got a couple of Star Wars cookbooks.
There you go.
I've got a Ghostbusters cookbook.
I love it.
And I thought, man, it'd be fun just to go through and just cook recipes from this.
I mean, that the joke was born of Cooking with Steric was born out of you did a pancake breakfast for your youth group.
Yeah.
And we were there. I was there in the kitchen with you. I wasn't helping. I mean, I was, I wasn't helping cook.
You were there when I was literally cooking Japanese for my helpers to help set up for.
Oh, you were doing hibachi. That's right.
Graduation. Yeah.
That's right.
I was doing hibachi on the little flat top grill in the church kitchen. Yeah.
I can't remember.
But I would do pancake breakfast for the kids and we would watch Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah. The joke was born out of that, but it was also the night the finale aired.
What's that?
Finale. That's the name of the episode.
That's what?
I don't remember when we got to... I think it got to town the Thursday night before. And then was there all day Friday before the premiere. Before the airing.
Yeah, because we filmed so much stuff that night.
We filmed that night and we filmed into Saturday and then I left Sunday, but I'm trying to remember what all. I know Friday we went to the Chinese restaurant.
Yes, we had some roasted chicken
for your booth.
Yeah.
But that night we grilled.
Yes.
We ate like men and we cried like
men. That's right. That's right.
I didn't know. But you were doing burgers. Your sister made a shoe cake for my birthday, which was incredible.
Yes. Yeah.
And you were mixing up stuff. You had your apron on in the kitchen. You were doing all kinds of things. You kept going back and forth the grill and coming back in. But at one point you had like a saucer of some kind and you were stirring it. And I'm like, oh, what's that? And you're like, that's just ketchup.
No, I was literally opening a bottle.
No, you weren't, were you?
I
remember you showing me the bottle.
I was.
But I thought the way you were presenting it made it look like it was some secret Glosson family recipe, and you were like,
it was just ketchup.
So Emily's dead.
That little girl died saving her friend on that cold and windy day.
No, but that is basically what happens. And we come to find out, obviously, that Lionel will no longer allow. How did he survive that thing coming through him? Emily's dad, that spindle, that
she missed.
She missed. It went through him.
She missed any vital organs.
She don't know. She's 6. She's 10. Why do I keep saying
right? So she didn't know where to hit.
She looks like she's 6. She does not look like a 10-year-old.
That's true.
She's much younger than that. Yeah. One thing I did appreciate is the picture of her and young Lana. It is the Lana from the pilot,
right?
Aged up. I mean, aged up because they took it almost 2 years after the pilot was filmed, so she looks older than she did at the day of the meteor shower. I love when they do stuff like that. When continuity is done well. One of your favorite tropes is the person getting run down in traffic.
Love it.
We've
Love it so much.
talked about that. One of my favorite tropes, and the worse off it's done, the better, if that makes sense. The more horribly it is executed, the funnier I find it, is when family photos or photos on desks are production or publicity shots.
Right, headshots of somebody.
Or in the case of many Kent family pictures, is actually the cast shots from seasons. I always just find that I'm like, why it would have taken you especially in this day and age. Now back then it was a little bit more. It would have taken more work. I'm not going to say it was harder, but it was more of an effort. Now it's like you could do that in 90 seconds. I mean, obviously now you can probably do it with AI, but whatever. I just always love when it's the most ridiculous. It's like, why do you have that as a picture? You didn't pose for that. The actor did, but you didn't.
Yeah, why did they take a headshot of you and then now it's in your house or in your office? Yeah, it was a natural shot. Now, we talked about Chloe in the last episode kind of starting down this dark path, and you've got that whole sequence with her and Clark where he shows up. She's like, "You can't be here, Clark. You don't, something about as far as like you can't come in here because you're not on the team anymore and you're not in the newspaper anymore." And he says something to the effect of, "I'm trying to help Lana." And she says, "Of course you are. What is it this time?" And he's like, "She's being haunted by a 6-year-old girl." And Chloe says,
a girl who died 6 years ago. And she's like, "Well, my interest is piqued."
Chloe's like, "I'm in. What we got?" Yeah. Forget our differences. What do we got?
A little nugget that we do find out in this episode that is almost buried by the end of it is that because of all the accidents and deaths that have happened as a result of the Kawachi Cave, the state has given the conservatorship of the Kawachi Caves over to Luther Corp. It's almost a blink and you'll miss it line.
Yeah.
There at
but
the
that
end of the
sets
episode.
up what's able to happen with
Exactly. Dude.
For everyone that's listening, I held my hand up to the camera as if I were shooting a beam therefrom.
What on earth could you be referring to?
Well, I couldn't think of the man. Is it Walden?
It's Dr. Walden. Yeah, it's Dr. Walden.
Yeah.
I threw on an episode of X-Files the other night and from season 1, and he was the big bad of that episode.
Dude, whenever he shows up in anything, like that's Dr. Walden. And that's why I know the guy from here. And I can't, and back to the blooper thing, like there's a whole reel in the gag reel where Michael just keeps laughing at him whenever he throws his hand up at him.
I love these next 2 episodes. Unofficially a 2-parter, in my opinion, a 2-parter. The only penultimate and finale episode I love more are probably the Oracle and Vessel in season 5. Those last 2 episodes I think are fantastic lead-ins. But I love these 2 episodes that we're getting ready to talk about next. So I'm looking forward to that. Those are ones I definitely remember where I was when it aired, what I was doing, kind of my whole thought process as things played out, as we hear Jor-El's voice for the first time. Like you mentioned earlier, the loss of Martha and Jonathan's baby as a result of what Clark did. The motorcycle, the red kryptonite, the driving off to Metropolis, and the final moments. All of those are huge things that I loved when season 2 was wrapping up. So I'm excited to talk about those moving forward. As for this episode,
well, I need to go back to say one thing, and it's probably not the best note to end on, but we mentioned it and we didn't really come back to it.
Okay.
Outside of, just kind of laughing. I feel like it was I don't know how I feel about I'm not very sensitive to stereotypes and that sort of thing, but to have Pete being in the movie yelling at the screen, I felt like that was kind of insensitive.
Oh, it was extremely insensitive. No, it was extreme. It was why? I don't like that at all.
I just feel like, I'm like, So I get the joke. I understand it, and I guess Sam was on board with it. But that's that was a choice.
Yeah, I always thought that was silly, but I do notice. But because of that, I do notice something. Evangeline Lilly sitting behind him
Yes, yeah,
in this
yeah.
episode, one of her multiple appearances on
Yep.
Smallville as a background extra with no lines.
Well, it'd be this. Would this be the last time she's on there? Doesn't Law
No,
start up soon?
no, because the next time she's on is um. God, it's in season 3. It's the one where delete. It's the one where they get the computer
The
virus in
yeah,
their
the
head
thing in the
and
head.
try to kill
Yeah.
people.
That's right.
Yeah, it's that one. So
Okay.
at least you get to see Evangeline because of Pete's
That's
outburst
true.
like that. Watching House on Haunted Hill from what is that 59, 60,
Yeah,
the original.
yeah.
Like, come on.
Well,
man.
and you've got the whole Lon and Clark. But then there's a very natural teenage moment. It's a little overplayed, but like they kind of touch hands, and Pete does something, and it just gets everyone distracted. Give me some of that popcorn. Like he like tries to play it off like he's embarrassed that this has happened. And
it's another episode with a blooper. There's a blooper
Yeah.
of them sitting in the theater
Yeah.
from this one.
That's right. That's a blooper reel. That's not in the actual thing, is it?
I was going to see if there was anything I didn't know about this. Let's see. The location that was scouted for the river scene, where Emily Dinsmore pushes Lana off a bridge and into a river, became problematic on the first day of shooting.
Oh, what did it do?
I was going to
something-
say, did it make some lewd comments?
Yeah.
The river had become too dangerous to shoot the water scene, so they simply tied Kristen to a safety line and had Jadelle Furland, who played Emily, push her over the edge, but without her actually going over the water. They moved the set to a soundstage where they filmed Kristen's remaining scenes and where Tom dives into the river to save her in a water.
Okay, look, I get that the river was too dangerous to film in. So we're just going to dangle her over it from a safety line.
That's fine.
Okay.
Push her. We're just gonna push her. Anything else? That's all
I was
can
out
think
on the
about.
West Coast trying to make a buck, and things didn't work out. I was down on my luck. Got tired of roaming and bumming around, so I started thumbing back east toward my hometown. That's the opening volley of Phantom 309.
Thank you.
Dude's going to hitchhike with a ghost truck. Later on, Pee Wee Herman would steal that bit, tell him Large Marge sent you.
And do it better.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, I think that's it. That's all I can think of for these two. Fun ones to talk about. Thanks for doing it with me.
Yeah, thank you for letting me do it with you. I always get to do the really awesome episodes.
What? You do?
What?
Come
What you
on.
talking about?
Come
Come
on.
on now. Come on.
Come on.
Come on now.
You make the bad ones better.
That's the bane of my existence.
Forced it. And so Dr. Steve Glosson leaps from
From bad episode to bad episode.
leaps from Freak of the Week to Freak of the Week.
Hoping the next one will be good.
Rosetta.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
What are we doing this week? Noir. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Magnetic. I don't want to do. I don't want to talk about Lana's magnetic boyfriend.
What a stupid episode.
In the meantime, you can find us online, smallvillepodcast.com. We are on Twitter /X at Shoes Smallville. Instagram is at Smallville Podcast, and TikTok is at Smallville Podcast. And you can email us always, mail at houseoflpodcast.com. That hasn't been since 2006 or 7. Mail at smallvillepodcast.com. How about that?
That's right.
Is where you can get us. Steve is over at Geek Out Loud, the official podcast of geekoutonline.com.
That's all those things are true.
That's a factual statement.
Yep.
Join the Patreon where you can watch Steve cook on his blacktop.
That'd be fun. I should do something
Why
like
don't
that.
you?
get a
Tripod?
thank you.
Sounds like.
That's right. One word.
So good. So close. One word, 3 legs.
Yeah, get a tripod, set it up, looking down over the food.
There you go. You got it. You have to dedicate the meal to me.
This meal is dedicated to Derek.
Yeah. Name it. You can name it after me.
This is the Derek.
Yeah. Well, you give it a little bit. As creative as you are, you just named it my name. You didn't even give it anything.
Steak Derek.
That's Taco Derek.
And then we're
Tomorrow night we'll be having Sloppy Joe Derek.
and there's the real secret ingredient. Ketchup.
We will see you next time. I hope you'll join us, Steve.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I gotta go.
Oh, well, not today.
Oh, what's happening next time?
Calling an Exodus.
Okay. Let's call him.
What? Dr. Walden, the hand.
Oh, we're gonna call him?
No, we're not going to call him. That's the name of the episode. Finale.
Calling Dr. Walden?
No, it's just Calling.
Oh,
Calling.
Dr.
I got an
Rosenrosen.
apostrophe on the end of it. Calling.
Calling.
Yeah.
Calling.
Colleen. Craig Burns is going to join us as well. So.
Oh,
look
well,
forward to
I
that.
want to be on that one.
Of KryptonSite.com.
Have I ever talked to Craig?
Yeah, he's been on many times.
I don't think he knows I exist.
He does. He's been on with the both of us.
Now,
This
the
is
way
like
you
the other
said
day
that-
when you said you'd never talked to Houston before, and I proved you wrong.
Now, the way you said that,
Uh-huh.
he does. He knows you. Oh, he does.
Oh, he's aware.
What's Craig's problem with me? What did I
So,
do to
We'll
him?
get into it next time
Okay,
on
good.
Starkville's House of L.
What's your problem, Craig? Be a man. Say it to my face on Zoom.